You're listening to the Wally Show podcast. You can hear the live version every weekday morning through the WayFM app or following along with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where Wally teaches and where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. This podcast is also brought to you by United Faith Mortgage. Let their direct lender advantage save you time and money.
Uplifting WayFM.
News can be a little heavy, so we like to do news-ish. Here's Betty.
With the summer season just around the corner, many parents will be spending lots of time with their kids at the local pool, letting them swim and get all that energy out.
Oh, absolutely.
If you'll be one of those moms or dads, you may want to take heed to a tip from a swimming teacher who is also a mother. She recently posted a video on TikTok that's getting a lot of attention because she brings up a great point most parents admit they've never even thought of. In her video, she advises parents not to buy your child a swimsuit in any color blue. So,
Okay.
any...
Because chlorine will fade it. No.
No, that's not. But any shade of blue, don't do it. The reason being the blue suit matches too close to the environment of the blue pool, making it harder for you to notice if they are in distress.
That does make sense. Like, or if, God forbid, they were underwater, and you kind of don't see them and they blend in with the surrounding water.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And in the video, she shows this. So she's got a little girl that's in the pool and she's got this little blue suit on, and she was like, before you come after me, I bought it on clearance, and she's only wearing it for this demonstration.
Yeah. It's so sad you have to qualify everything because there's some knucklehead online that's going to troll
judge.
you. Oh, yeah.
But she showed this little girl, and even in the shade and even in the parts that were sunny, it is hard to see her. Mm-hmm. So she says, the teacher claims, to stick with neon colors. Those are your best bet since they're easy to spot. And so, of course, in the comments section of this video, many moms and dads, as well as active lifeguards, are thanking this mom for posting this video. Most of the parents admit, hey, this is something I've never even thought about when I was buying a suit. And many lifeguards admit that a child with a blue bathing suit is always a hard one to spot, especially in an active pool.
Yeah, I never would have thought of that either. Like, blue's my favorite color. And so, like, a lot of my stuff is blue, and maybe my mom's been dressing me in blue for a long time. But again, I would have never thought of that.
I worked in childcare for 6 years, and I had to take kids to the pool. I would never have thought about this, but now that she brings it up, it's like, well, yeah, that makes complete sense.
It's funny, my wife thinks along these lines, even for me as an adult, because I'm like getting into this water sport, and I needed a wetsuit. Mm-hmm. And there was this one like bright blue and orange, like neon orange. I know, like with the neon orange, like X across the chest. And she's like, you should get that one. I'm like, no, I'm just getting this black one. It's cooler looking. And she's like, no, but this way people can see you if something goes wrong.
That's so true.
She literally had that. And I'm getting a black one just like in a lake where you're never going to see me.
Yeah, they won't. And if you're in the ocean, they'll be like, what's that black blob?
Yeah, I'd rather be that than discovered in that suit that she likes.
Behold God stuff.
Uplifting WayFM. This is the Wally Show. And, God is not in a box. He's in all the parts of our lives. And from time to time when we see, God stuff happening outside of the walls of church, it's kind of cool. And Chris Pratt was actually on the Drew Barrymore show. And he brought up somebody that we all know and love here in the Christian industry.
I went to this concert recently, Zach Williams. He brought out this keyboard player, who is vision impaired, right? So he walked out and he was smiling and he sat there and he played the piano and he sang. It's just beautiful. And I was noticing how the way he held his body, right? Kind of like almost like a big speaker. He was resonating this music out of his body. Okay. And there was no vanity in it because he wasn't concerned about the way he might be looking, maybe, or maybe it didn't feel that way to me. When I go on Drew Barrymore, I'm gonna really think about my posture. I'm gonna think like that because he gave out this
That's all it is.
Positive energy. The point is, go see Zach Williams and sit up.
And blessing Offor, you guys listen. I need you to share this so Chris Pratt will know my name.
I love that. It's blessing Offor was like kind of doing a duet with that. So he's watching Chris Pratt talk about him in this video.
Oh, okay. I got confused about that. Okay, so Chris Pratt was on Drew Barrymore's show.
Yeah.
Went to see Zach Williams.
Yeah.
Blessing Offor was there as a guest.
Yeah.
And Chris Pratt didn't know Blessing
Not at all.
Offor's name. And now Blessing Offor saw that and said, hey, get Chris Pratt to know my name.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
so that's what we
okay.
want to help with. A lot of layers there. But it's just funny that like Blessing's reacting to this, and Chris Pratt's like, yeah, just this guy. He's a piano player, and because he knew Zach Williams because he was there to see Zach Williams, but not so much Blessing Offor, who's fantastic.
Well, I mean, you didn't. If you're going to see Zach Williams, maybe you didn't know Blessing Offor was going to be there. But look there, when he showed up at Zach Williams's concert,
it made an impact.
It made an impact not only on Chris Pratt, but who knows how and many other people. It makes you think also about how you're sitting, how your posture
it changed
is.
Chris Pratt's posture. So boy, that's a good on you, Blessing Offor. And I hope people will share the video because it will at least get to Chris Pratt, which I think is kind of cool.
That's right, yeah. And we'll post this to our stories so that you can see it there as well. And maybe you can repost it and maybe just get the word out, and hopefully it'll get back to Chris.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. A little snap judgment here where we give you a little taste of two songs that are in consideration for being played on Way FM, and then you make the decision as to which one you want to hear more of. And who knows, it might get added into the total. But we do it a little, or the playlist, but we do it a little bit differently. We play a snippet of it, or the snap. We make our judgment on it, and then we play the hook and see if our opinion has changed. So we're going to start with song number 1, Betty Rock. What is this song called?
But the Cross.
But the Cross. Okay.
But the Cross.
Like if something was happening, but the cross saved me. Or whatever. Okay. Well, here we go. Here is the snap. Okay, there you go. But the cross. There's a snap. We'll start with you, Lady Rock.
I'm out.
Okay.
I just feel like he's yelling at me.
Yeah. Okay, I understand
so
that.
I need a break.
It's funny because I like the part where you hear the guy in the background yelling. And so this is what makes music so different and so incredible is that two people can hear the exact same thing and have two completely different takes on it. And it literally was the guy in the background doing that loud part. I like that. Yeah. I like gang vocal kind of stuff too, so that was cool. Gavin, where are you at? I'm in, by the way.
I'm actually going to be out because, and I think it was just because this was the snap. This is the quick little flash, but I honestly got lost and confused because I just had two different voices coming at me, and I didn't catch everything.
They say that happens with short snippets, like to people with like less than ideal IQ, and so it's dangerous. And so, but it's okay. We're gonna play a little bit more for you and see if your opinion changes. Okay,
please.
He's like, I saw that coming. Here we go. Here is the hook for "But the Cross."
But the cross says they're wrong. Don't believe the words they say. Let the truth wash them away. 'Cause his blood says you're loved. Every life
all right. So, Betty, I see your face. I feel like you're out. I'm not sure.
I definitely liked the hook better than I did the snap.
But you're still not sold.
But I'm still
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? That's okay. That's why we do this. So not a hit for you. Gavin, did your opinion change?
No, it didn't. That just didn't grab me, and I feel guilty saying that because the man obviously put hard work into the song.
And it's personal.
It's a great message too.
But see, here's the thing. Like, it's not like we're trashing something. Music is subjective. We have to make decisions here as to what songs we play, what songs connect with the most people, and we make guesses, you know? And so that's why we ask your opinion about this stuff. Because, again, the same song can be heard by different people different ways, and it's not wrong to not like a song just because it doesn't land with you. That's okay. No worries. I liked it, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I did like it, actually. I kind of liked the tone of it, and I like the message of it and stuff like that. Again, I'm a believer, and so that does make a difference.
Gavin.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I don't even know why we play.
All right, well, that is song number 1. We have song number 2 coming up. But remember, you're going to get to make the decision as to which song gets played, so make sure you join us and you're listening carefully for song number 2 on Snap Judgment. Betty Rock, song number 2 is called What?
Every hour.
Every hour. Very
Not
simple.
just
I like
1
that.
hour, not 2, but every hour.
I like simple 2-word title songs.
I know you do.
I like that. So I'm a simple person. So here we go. Here's the snap. Okay, Gavin, we'll start with you because you went,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh.
Ah, man. I am going to say that I'm out.
Okay.
I'm so not used to being the guy who's out on songs.
I know you've been out on everything today so far.
I know.
You're so negative.
I'm trying not to be.
Yeah, and it's weird for me as somebody who's like uber positive that I'm just gonna keep saying that so people believe it.
Yeah, because it's not true.
Yeah, I know. No, I get that because I'll tell you this. It's weird. I liked it. I actually did like it, but then I'm like instantly I went. It sounds like everything.
Exactly. That's
and
where
that
I
was,
landed.
That's where that's why I was out. So I'm out as well for that reason. It's
good.
like I like stuff that steps out of the box a little bit. So, but sometimes that's bad. That can kill your career. So, Betty Rock, where are you at?
I know that I'm in because I've been waiting for you two to stop jabbering
Wow. Okay.
so I can hear the rest of
Really?
the song.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Betty Rock is in on that one. And speaking of the rest of the song, here is the hook for Every Hour.
Every hour of every day. Oh, I need your love, and I will never change. In every moment, in every way. Oh, I need your love, and I will never change.
All right, there you go. Are you in or out still, Rock? You were
I'm
on this.
in.
You're in. Okay, so
It
you
sounds
did like that.
something that I could picture a music video of a cowboy like riding out on the plain.
I was going to say it felt a little country to me.
And, yeah, and too, it sounds like there's a whip in the back. Have you noticed that? It's
there-
like every hour.
Yeah,
I thought that might have been like a hey in the
Yeah.
back. Like not, I don't know if I
Oh,
heard
maybe. I don't know.
a whip.
All right, Gavin, did your opinion change from your negative Nelliness early on?
Oh, I've got to stay in the negative
Oh,
Nelly. 'cause
that's got to kill Gavin.
it doesn't really still sound any different.
Yeah.
It sounds like a church song, which I know we play a lot of songs that are great church songs.
Yeah.
I'm not critiquing church music.
Okay,
Feels
just
like it.
stop
Yeah,
talking.
I know.
Yeah.
Might be a bad Christian today, but
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay,
Sticking to it.
I'm out too. It didn't land with me, but that's okay. It doesn't matter what Gavin and I say. Betty liked it, and maybe you were in that camp. So I'm going to give you the hooks of the two songs because now you got to make a decision. Which one of these two songs would you like to hear the whole song of? The first one was.
But the cross.
But the Cross. So this is But the Cross. This is the hook.
But the cross says they're wrong. Don't believe the words they say. Let the truth wash them away. 'Cause his blood
And then this is the hook for Every Hour.
every hour of every day. Oh, I need your love, and I will never change.
So now you have to make a decision. Which of these two songs lands with you? Lyrically, sonically? Why does it connect with you? We'd love to have you tell us why you like it. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM.
But the cross says they're wrong. Don't believe the words they say. Let the truth wash every hour of every day. Oh, I need your love, and I will never change.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. Brandy, welcome to Snap Judgment. Now, you've heard the hooks of the two songs, and all you have to do is tell us which one of those songs you would like to hear more of and why. So where are you going?
Okay, definitely the first one.
The first song. Okay, would you like to know who that's by?
Yes, actually.
That one's by Ben Fuller.
Now, Ben
Oh,
Fuller
okay.
also does that other song, Who I Am. So I like Ben Fuller music.
Okay. Well, the voice sounded familiar, and I love that Who I Am, so that makes a lot of sense.
There you go. I was in on this one, by the way, Snap and Hook. So Brandy and I have the same taste in music. I'd like to point out
Yeah.
Betty Rock was out, but anyway.
We're just, connected through the soul. So it's
I know.
fine.
Thank you, Brandy.
Well, that's unfortunate for you, Brandy. The song you passed up on was David Leonard and Josh Baldwin with Every Hour.
Well, I passed up on that one because I felt like what y'all were saying was it's it just sounds familiar. Like we've heard similar things like that. But the first one, I don't know. It just, as soon as I heard it, it just really stirred my soul. So I had to go with that one.
I see. So when a song is singing about our Savior and Lord, it can still be boring.
Right.
And so we don't want to hear the
Normally,
same thing.
you're right. We don't want that, but somehow Josh Baldwin found a way to do it, so.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, you know what, Brandy? We appreciate you and your opinion, and I'm glad that the song connected with you, and we're going to play the whole song right now here on Snap Judgment. So it is Ben Fuller, But the Cross, new music on Way FM.
I heard Shane told you a story that you can't escape your past, that the innocence you lost, there's no way to get it back. I heard Fear sold you some fiction, you bought everything he had.
In my family, we kind of have a motto, and it's finish strong. And I wanted to instill the idea in my daughter from a young age that it's easy to start something, but it's harder to see it through to the end.
But when you do, it feels so good. I started and finished 2 degrees at Colorado Christian University, and I'm so glad I did.
So why not start your degree in 2023 so you can do more in 2024?
Some of CCU's degrees can be completed in a little over a year. Like in the healthcare industry, you can finish your RN to BSN online nursing program with 9 courses in as little as 14 months without changing your work schedule.
Plus, if you started somewhere else and have not finished yet, make this your year to get it done. CCU has a generous policy for transferring credits from other colleges. In fact, you can even get a scholarship for transferring credits.
So don't put it off another day, because when 2024 rolls around, you could be finishing up a degree or wishing you had started in 2023.
Colorado Christian University is a nonprofit impact partner committed to cultivating the mind without compromising the heart.
Uplifting Way FM.
Here's what's going on today.
So there's a New Jersey mom, and she's speaking out after she claims United Airlines refused to accommodate her son's life-threatening peanut allergy during a recent flight.
Ooh.
She says she went up to alert the flight attendant about her son's serious condition, and the flight attendant stopped her, put her hand up in her face, and when the mom went to pull up United's policy on her phone, the flight attendant told her, "I don't care what you're going to say or what you're going to show me. I'm telling you this is not going to happen on this plane.
Oh.
So what are you going to do about it now?"
Oh.
Well, the mom went, "You know what? I will buy the Wi-Fi on the plane, and as we're flying, I will tweet about this." And that's exactly what she did. And I feel bad for her kid, because her kid's like, "Mom, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it." But his mom is an advocate she runs the food and allergy nonprofit No Nut Traveler. And so she wasn't having it, And the crazy thing about this, though, the whole thing could have been avoided with communication, compassion, and kindness. The 3 C's, except for the K. Because she was asking that no peanuts be served around her kid who has a life-threatening allergy. United doesn't even serve peanuts. So the flight attendant makes an issue of it with her for whatever reason. So it goes to show that, you hit the wrong person on the wrong day, and you can have bad interactions with people that didn't even need to be. But it's interesting, though, is what I didn't know is that you have rights in regards to this. So if you have a child that has a severe allergy like this, or someone you're traveling with, or you actually there are policies written by the airlines, and like United said that while they can't guarantee an allergy-free environment or prohibit passengers from eating food that they've brought on board that contain allergens like peanuts, a customer can request an allergy buffer zone that includes notifying other passengers around them and asking them to refrain from eating any products that might have peanuts in it that maybe they even brought on board. So they can't prevent everybody, but if you're within a row of them, and that's all the mom was asking for, was give me that row on either side of us just to, help my son's health, kind of thing. And so what's really weird about this, though, is she was getting a lot of hate online for this story.
The mom was?
Yeah. Because people, I know, I'm super sensitive to oversensitive people, but when you're talking about and I never understood allergies before, but some of these, they're life-threatening, and to lose your life over a peanut is crazy. If somebody was, told you've got a bag of peanuts, and they went, "Hey, I want you to kill that person with those peanuts," you'd be like, "Absolutely not. I'm never going to do that. What's wrong with you?" But then it's hey, they have an allergy. This can kill them. Well, I love my peanuts. This is my free snack from the airline. And you get all defensive about it, but it's really not a big deal to forgo that snack.
Honestly, I'm surprised that even some airlines still serve peanuts.
Yeah.
There's so many
Most have gotten away from it.
Yeah, there's so many other snack options. Let's just get away from the ones that could cause death.
Yeah, let's do Pringles. You know what? Everybody's happy. You show up with a free thing of Pringles for me. I'm going to forget how much you just charged me for a bag and how many ways you've taken advantage of me since I bought this ticket. So, yeah, that would make everybody happy.
Oh, for sure. And that's a good tip for most of us to remember the next time we've wronged you. Just give you some Pringles.
Some Pringles. I'm good. We'll be best friends. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and I got an email from someone that says, "Hey Wally, I've been struggling for months to write this. I struggle even putting this on the prayer wall because I feel the connection with you guys, and I'm skeptical people will actually pray for me. Nothing could be further from the truth on the prayer wall. That's what's amazing about it. You post a prayer request. We have teams of people that work here that are praying for people, but then other people just like you that are posting are praying for it as well." And so don't ever fear that, but I'm glad that she reached out. She says, little background on me. I was not raised in a Christian home. I never stayed in a place for more than a year and a half to 2 years. I've struggled with abuse, depression, and disconnection from people. After meeting my husband 18 years ago, I still struggle with that a lot. And he tries to understand, but it's hard for him to completely understand. So I've found that I've lost my relationship with Christ, and I'm in a dead zone right now in my life. And if it wasn't for y'all in Way FM, I know my struggles would be a lot worse.
Wow.
So here's what I like about this, though. She's like, look, admittedly, I'm in a dead zone. But she's still staying and trying to stay in her faith. Listening to Way FM is a great way to, still be reminded that God loves you, and that the songs that we play or a laugh here and there still gives people hope. So that's good. That's really good.
And I think, too, that we all find ourselves in a dead zone.
Yes.
From time to time, it could be once, it could be multiple times within our life. I know I've been there, too.
Absolutely.
And I commend her for knowing that the only hope she can find, the only joy she can find is going to be in Jesus. And so, like you said, she's hanging on to that. She's not giving up, but she is admitting the truth. And I think that's the first step.
Absolutely. And I think there's healing in that for other people, too, when you share your story. So we're curious, what was it that maybe put you in a dead zone in the past? For her, she has some church hurt. There's a long email, so there's a whole lot of other things. But I'm curious what was it for you that kind of put you in that dead zone? And then maybe you share how you got out of it, too, because that could help somebody.
Exactly, because there are people that you may feel like, oh, I'm the only one that's experienced this kind of trauma or this kind of incident, but there are other people out there that are hurting silently, and maybe they hear your story and they're like, oh, there is hope for me.
So 855-33-WAY-FM is the number. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. And yeah, like Betty's saying, you never know how God's going to use your story to impact somebody else. If you'd like to share it, we'd love to hear it. 855-33-WAY-FM. What put you in a dead zone, but maybe what got you out too could be helpful.
I completely understand her, and I've been in that zone, honestly, for 23 years. I lost my son when he was 7 months old, and that's just been the struggle with him. I was born and raised Catholic, so just here recently, within the past 3 months, I've been going to a Christian church, and I have to tell you, I am absolutely in love with it now. I'm hearing your radio station. I just started hearing it about maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So this is more than my ride in the morning listening to you guys. And you have no idea how much of a big impact it does just to listen to it on the way to work.
Well, let me tell you this. Here's what I love, is that you just started listening, and now you're actually being an active member of the show here, and you're trying to help somebody else out with your story. So I really, really appreciate that, because, you spent 23 years in that dead zone, and then you had a shift and you changed churches, and it kind of got you to see, faith or see God maybe a little bit differently, and that's pulling you out of that space, right?
Yes. I don't know what it is that makes me feel, it's been making me feel very emotional lately. And just, the whole thing with Jesus Christ and everything that he had to go through to give his life for us. It's just got me in this, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know if it's because of everything that I've ignored within all these years.
Well, I think a lot of people can find themselves in a similar situation as you, Jessica. Like when we don't have that inner peace inside of us, we look for it in something else that the world can offer and says that it'll give you peace, it'll give you joy, and it always leaves us empty-handed, like relationships or our belongings, money, But I think what it is you're finding out that joy, that peace that you've been searching for all these years was always there all along, and it's through Jesus, and it's that gratitude of what he's done for us, and he's made it possible.
Brian, what was it that put you in a dead zone, and maybe how did you get out of it? That your story could help somebody.
I chose at an early age to become a firefighter, and I mean, coming with that job, I mean, you have a lot of things that you experience, deaths of citizens, fellow firefighters, different things like that. I had a relationship that ended up not working out during that time, couple of miscarriages, so I mean, it just put me into a really, really dark place. And so instead of trying to get help or trust God, I got into a life of substance abuse, alcohol abuse, I even tried quite a few times to commit suicide. So it was a really dark time for me. It wasn't until I heard the song Waymaker.
Oh, by Zach Williams.
You got pain, he's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a waymaker.
It was just like, bam, a slap in the face, and it was just like, God's been there the whole time. And I needed to reach out to him. And, I decided 7 years ago to, basically stop everything that, I was choosing to do. And I got rebaptized and recommitted my life to Christ.
Your story is exactly why we play so much music and why, Christian radio matters. It's a song can connect with somebody and it can alter them. And it's again, I've always said that it's like God is using anything and everything to get our attention. And on this day, he got your attention, and it's the thing that turned it around. And so that's really cool, man. And I can't wait to run into Zach Williams and share your story with him, because I know that will encourage him as well. So Brian, thank you for taking the time, man. And congrats on the hard work of staying sober.
Yeah, most definitely.
So have you ever been in that dead zone, and kind of what put you there, but how did you get out?
Yes, I was in the dead zone about a year ago. I had been through a lot in my life. I've been physically abused, with drugs and alcohol for a long time. Started to get my life together. I got my degree, but I started a relationship with a man. We'd been together for 3 years. We moved to Florida, and 6 months into it, he sent me home with nothing. And I was 54 at the time, living with my parents.
Oh, wow.
Again, it was the most humiliating, degrading thing I'd ever gone through. Attempted suicide, even wrote letters. But I started listening to you all in the morning on my way to work, and it started to make me feel better. And then there was the church right down the street from my parents' home, and I started going to church. I actually was rebaptized in the church as a Christian on Easter last year.
That's cool. I think when you get in these dead zones in your faith and you're like, I'm lost, I'm angry, I'm hurt, the tendency is to run from God and to shut it down and not stay in it, when that's actually the worst thing that we can do. The best thing we can do is stay in it and keep seeking him and spend time at church, spend time in the Word, spend time being built up by songs that we play on the radio, because eventually if you stay in it long enough, it will help curb some of what you are experiencing in that dead zone and pull you out. But it's kind of counterintuitive a lot of times. We tend to run from it instead of to it.
That's true. And I just think if she went to a good church, she might even find someone there that she can talk to.
And it's hard when you've been burned by the church to give it another shot, but the reality is people are broken, they're flawed, and we have churches that get it wrong sometimes, but we have far more churches that get it right. And if you have one that didn't work, try another one out, because the odds are you're going to find that one where people are just going to love you and it will click, and it can change your life.
Yes, it's wonderful, and I wish her nothing but the best.
It's today's Music Insider, or TMI, with Gavin.
We are now a few days past Easter, and I'll be honest in saying that I have devoured all of the candy that my wife got me.
Betty Rock yesterday was like, I'm going to go buy 50% off candy. I'm getting it all.
Oh, yeah. Did you?
I went to 2 different places and
Nice.
neither of them had what I wanted.
People beat you to it?
I guess.
Oh, that's so wrong.
Wow.
I know.
I didn't know about that deal, but it makes a ton of sense. But I did see this video from Danny Gogi, you know, for this song.
There's hope in front of me, but there's a light, I still see it.
So he posted this video on his Instagram page where he kind of asked his kids about what they thought the meaning of Easter was. And that is a good question to ask your kids because you can present the fun side with Easter bunnies and candy, but you do have to come through with the purposeful biblical meaning of Easter. And I think he'd be proud of most of his kids' answers.
Most of his kids, there's always one.
Yep.
Day that Jesus died on the cross and rose again. Celebrating the Lord on how he died. Getting candy.
Why did he die, though?
For our sins. So that we can go to heaven and that we won't have to take the blame. Because he loves us.
What's your favorite part of Easter?
Worshiping the Lord. Celebrating how the Lord died for our sins. Seeing Easter bunnies.
You know what? That's so funny. Like, I'll tell you what, it is a good barometer of where your kids are at because every kid is just like people are at different places. And the littlest one, obviously, is like, hey, Easter is about candy. This is great.
If you're 3 years old, the big topic of Easter is like a brutal one to go through the entirety of. And if you're talking to your 3-year-old, it probably is easier to ease them into that with, chocolate and Easter bunnies. Yeah. And then as they grow, they'll understand it in a fuller picture.
Let's watch The Passion of the Christ, kids. This is fun. But, I'll tell you, I've always been a believer that you can do both. You have to put more emphasis on the spiritual side of things, but it doesn't mean you can't have the fun of a holiday like Christmas as well. Christmas and Easter, both of those. I think if and it's on you as a parent and as a believer to balance it for your kids and don't let the fun side of it take precedent without having the other side be what's really important. But I definitely think there's some people that feel differently and they're like, no Easter bunnies, but other people I think can find that balance.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, like sometimes as an adult that balance is still out of whack because when I make eye contact with my candy, that might be the most important thing for me in that moment when I probably should be, sacrificing some of it to God and being better.
Well, there you go. That's going to do it for your TMI today. Thank you, Gavin.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. Got a chance for you to win a prize here. We're going to play a little Famous Ages. So pay attention very closely because Gavin, Betty, and I are going to try to stump each other with the ages of different celebrities or well-known people. Then we'll reveal their actual age. Write down their actual age. If you can add them all together at the end of the game, you will win a prize, okay? So do you guys mind if I go first?
Oh, please.
Yeah, I usually go like second or last, and I haven't been winning lately, and so hopefully I can turn that around just by the order. I am going to go with an amazing, godly woman who knows more about the Bible than I will ever know about the Bible.
Betty?
No.
Oh, thank you.
That's funny. Beth Moore. One Miss Beth Moore. How old is Miss Beth Moore? I know a lot of women do her Bible studies.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Gavin's thinking.
I don't know who that is.
Betty's thinking.
I don't want to give my answer.
I know.
So Gavin,
I should go first
yeah,
because
Gavin,
of that.
You go first.
I'll shoot down the middle of life and go with 50.
Gavin, 50. Okay.
She's probably
Betty Rock.
older than that.
I'm going to say 63.
Oh,
why would you say 63? That's way off of
That
Gavin.
was just the first number that popped in my head.
Really?
Like that, yeah, 60, early 60s.
All right. Well, in a surprise, Gavin did not do well.
Oh, come on.
Because normally you do pretty well with this. Miss Beth Moore, 65.
Oh,
man. Nuts.
That's
Betty
good for
Rock.
Betty.
Yeah, that is really good news for Betty. Oh, my goodness. All right. So let's go with you next, Gavin.
All right. I went with kind of a legendary actor at this point, Jack Nicholson. I've been watching a lot of like older movies these days, so.
Yeah, wow. He is up there. All right, Jack Nicholson. Betty Rock, are you getting your guess down?
Yes.
Okay, I got mine. What'd you say?
78.
Oh, no. I think he's old. I just might have taken myself out.
What?
I said 89. So I was thinking he was like my dad's age.
Maybe he is.
Or older. Gavin, you might have done yourself a favor here. We got a big spread.
I know. He's closer to your guess, Wally.
What is he?
The man is 85 years old.
Oh, yes. Okay. We got ourselves a game because you're trying to get golf scores here. So right now, Betty has 9. I have 4. Gavin here has a few. Yeah, he's got a lot of points. And so we will do Betty's next. So make sure you write down 65 for Beth Moore and 85 for Jack Nicholson, and we will do Betty's person here in 10 minutes, and you can add that age to these two. You can win a prize. Right now, the way it stands, trying to get golf score, I'm in the lead. I have 4 points. Gavin has 15 points. Betty Rock has 9 points, but we're up to her selection. So the best Betty can do is 9 because she won't get any points for this. So if I'm 4 or under, I win. But I don't usually win this game, and it kills my soul. So with that said, you're sitting pretty good, Rock. Who are you putting up?
I'm putting up a favorite of mine.
Oh, gee, it's going to be some old Andy Griffith.
It's going to be old. That's all we can guarantee.
Someone whose voice could melt butter.
Oh. Oh, I know who she's going with.
Who?
I know who you're going with.
Is it
Gordon Lightfoot?
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
I do. I love Gordon
Because you just talked about him yesterday.
I just looked him up, too.
No. This is someone you would know from Dateline, Keith Morrison.
Hello, I'm Keith Morrison, and this is a Dateline mini mystery.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like that's the only guy I want talking to me about murder, honestly. That's a good one. Betty Rock consumes large amounts of Keith Morrison content. Boy, I know how old he looks, for sure, but he might be one of those sneaky guys that's a little younger than he looks.
Do you want me to go first? Because
I need to write mine down so I don't cheat, because I might cheat to win this, but I won't. So let me write mine down. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Keith Morrison.
You've got to be within
Keith
4.
Morrison. I know the pressure. Stop.
Get it together, man.
We're
all cheering for you.
All right.
No, we're not.
If my guess of Beth Moore was 65, I'm putting Keith Morrison at that same age. I put 65. Gavin?
I went with 78. I think he's a bit older than that. But again,
You might be right.
I'm out of this game, so it doesn't really matter.
You might be right.
But I hope one of you wins.
All right, lady. Well, one of us is going to
One of us has to.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Yeah.
One of you
Yeah.
is only 3 years off.
If it's me, I would be winning. It can't be me.
From his actual age.
It cannot be me because she's too happy.
She's too excited.
Yeah.
I bet it's me.
Yeah, I
Keith
bet it is.
Morrison is
Yeah.
75.
No! I knew it!
You're
No!
10 years off.
No!
10
so
years
off.
off. I win. I win.
Again. Nicely done. I started to go with 75. But I was on the fence, and I'm like, I don't think he's that old, actually. He looks old, but I thought he might be like a silver fox.
Well, no, he's just old.
Yeah, okay. What are you taking a picture of?
Oh, no,
Yourself
just my
winning?
victory.
Score.
You're the worst. I'm sure she'll post it later. All right, so now if you can, I gave you a hint too. I had mentioned Beth Moore and also Keith Morrison. So if you can add those 2 ages together with the other one that Gavin put up, you can win a prize right now. So the actual ages all need to be added together. 855-33-WAY-FM. If you want to play, that's 855-33-WAY-FM.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
Uplifting WAY-FM. This is the Wally Show. Leanne, welcome to Famous Ages. Now, you've heard the ages of Beth Moore, Jack Nicholson, and Keith Morrison. They were revealed. Those are the people we tried to stump each other with. So what do those actual ages add up to?
I believe it's 225.
225. You pert near believe right. You are right there, girl. Nicely done.
Woo! Thank you.
Now, was there anybody that surprised you with their age between Beth Moore, Jack Nicholson, and Keith Morrison?
No, not really. Actually, I figured Jack Nicholson was older.
Oh, okay, you did, yeah. You know what, Leanne? We like to have fun here and try to guess your age. Real quick, just by asking one question. Who do you think between Jack Nicholson or Keith Morrison would you have a better shot at going out with?
Well, I always liked Jack Nicholson, but he's a little bit too old for me.
Oh, there's a
That's
hint.
a hint.
Okay,
There's a
so
hint.
she would
Okay.
go with Keith
So
Morrison.
Jack Nicholson was 85, and she said a little bit too old. And so I am going to put Leanne here. I'm going to write mine down. I got mine down.
All
Betty
right.
Rock?
I'm going to say that Leanne is 71 years young.
Okay, that's a good guess. I went with 31.
No, you did not.
It's just what you should do as a guy.
Oh.
Like 31. Am I close?
Woo, y'all are way off.
How old are you?
57. I had to figure it up. I have to figure my age now. I can't remember it.
You are 57. When you said a little
Right.
older, like that put us into the 70s for sure. Oh, yeah, that's a lot older, actually.
Yeah, that's not my fault.
Oh,
You led me in the
yeah.
wrong direction.
Yeah, I was closer with my 31 guess. Well, Leanne, like you, Betty Rock likes older men like Gordon Lightfoot and Barry Gibb. So, you're in good company there, and you're winning a prize today. So it's a win-win.
That is great.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and I got an email recently from somebody that says, how is it that a Christian can become addicted to shows like Survivor? I'm like, oh, okay. I'll take this one on. I like this. Because I watched the show. Shows like this are based on lies, deception, manipulation to achieve a personal goal regardless of the hurt it brings to others. Doesn't the Word of God teach us to go against these things? I understand people call this entertainment, but we tend to become what we feed on. I'm sure I'll get blasted for this, okay, but don't just justify with opinions. See what the Word of God says. Okay, so here's the deal. I'll actually use the entire Word of God as my example for this verses, chapter and verse. Survivor to me is a snapshot of people at their best and at their worst. And it's a lot of it is at their worst, absolutely, where they are manipulating the game, they justify their actions by it's a game and we can lie to achieve this. In this game, everybody accepts that that's kind of the rules that they operate under, and so it's not like in life where you are, you're working, and you should work honestly and with integrity and not lie and cheat. If you worked at a place where it was like, okay, we're all going to operate under these rules. We know we can't trust anybody, but that's part of what we do here. Then you know it, and it's a fair playing field. It's not blindsiding anybody like that because you expect it. The bigger thing about this is, and I know people say, well, that's not how I am in real life. It's not reality. But to me, this is a show that is a microcosm of some of the things that are wrong with our society. But it also is not one note. It has some really great moments too, and it has camaraderie, and it has people doing the right things. You can't paint it all with one brush. But if you want to just focus on the negative, looking at that versus, as this person is asking for the biblical justification, the Bible is filled, chock-a-block full of jacked up stories. Messed up people doing some of the worst things, not lying to not be voted out of a tribe, murdering people, like it has so much bad stuff in it. And you go, well, why does it have all that? Like if you set the Bible to the same standard as you're setting Survivor, you couldn't read half the Bible. But there's a reason that it's there. The reason is to see forgiveness, love, light. You have to have the juxtaposition of dark, or else the light doesn't exist. So in the Bible, it has morality plays all through it. If you do this, then this. If you do this, then this. And so I think that that's the justification. Like if you're watching Survivor with your kids, I think it's a great opportunity for you to reinstill your values and your faith. Hey, this is a TV show. It's a game. How would you act in this thing? What do you think? Do you ask them questions? Do you think that's right of this person? And they go, no, I don't know. I don't think that's nice. It's not kind, and you're good. I'm doing something right here. It's good. So you can use it. You can use the negative that's in the show to teach the positive about your faith. It's exactly what the Bible does. It uses the negative to show you the positive about faith. So there you go.
Okay, I've never thought about it that way.
I think I justified it. I didn't use chapter and verse like this person was kind of hoping I would. But
I was wondering when were you going to quote the Bible?
No, I'm using the Bible in its entirety of its totality of what it is to make that point versus picking out chapter and verse, because we always do that. We pick out verses to say what we want to say in life. We do it from the pulpit, we do it in our jobs, we do it everywhere. And so that's, to me, I'm looking at the two things as equitable in their entirety.
Huh.
There
Okay.
you go. So anyway, that's just my own 2 cents on this. I'll be interested to see what his response is.
Yeah, I will be
back.
too. I'll never forget taking my first compassion trip, and we went to Ghana, Africa. When we got there to the site, there was this little girl. She was 6 years old. I later found out her name was Vivian, and she would not let go of my hand. She followed me everywhere I went on that site. And later I got to meet her family. I met her mother and her siblings, and they all lived in this little mud hut. I mean, it wasn't big at all. And when I looked at Vivian, she had the biggest smile on her face, and she was just happy to be there, just happy to be with us. And it made such an impact in my life that I wanted to sponsor her right then and there. Because of my sponsorship for Vivian through Compassion, I'm able to write letters back and forth with her. I'm now getting updated photos, and now I think she's even taller than me, which is crazy to think. But I'm also able to see how my sponsorship is providing the food, clean water, and other support that she needs and her family needs to live the best life possible. And I can only imagine now with the pandemic, war, and weather disasters, there are so many other families like Vivian's who are dealing with hunger. So maybe you want to make an impact and sponsor your own Vivian. Just click the Compassion banner when you go to wayfm.com.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Rock Report with Betty Rock.
Those who call Ukraine home have been through it. I mean, since Russia started invading the territory, children and families have experienced a year of escalating violence, trauma, destruction, displacement, and many lives will be forever changed because of it, including Ukrainian orphans. That's why TV cooking show host and author Rachel Ray is getting involved in doing her part to help. Recently, she visited a Ukrainian orphanage, and she saw the environment that these children were living in and calling home. So she paid to have the orphanage's kitchen refurbished.
Love that.
So with all new equipment, and used it as a classroom to teach those children how to cook for themselves.
I love this. I like that it's on brand for her, like, because it's what she knows, and it's a vital part, like, to create food for people, and so I love that she saw the need and chose to throw some money at it, because I can't even imagine what they're still living through, because it's not in the headlines every day like it was. A year ago, we were all like, this is horrible, this is an atrocity. And then you get on with your life, but their lives are stuck in the atrocity. So I love that she's keeping it top of mind and is doing something about it.
Right. And that's not the only thing she did. She also donated an ice cream maker.
There you go. She knows kids, too.
And a floor cleaner.
Nice.
Because you can imagine with a lot of kids under the same roof, there's a lot of messes.
Yeah.
And so having a floor cleaner, I'm not sure what that means, like if it was a Roomba or whatever. I'm not really sure, but she ordered that for them as well. She later said, quote, people here in Ukraine, they continue on with their lives despite whatever happens. I am in such awe of that.
They are a strong, resilient people, and and they're showing it. I mean, they should have been overrun probably in a matter of a month is what everyone thought, or what Russia thought, and it hasn't been the story, and it's amazing. So I hope that she brought her cookie sheets for them.
Why?
Her cookie sheets are amazing.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because I bought some. Nothing sticks to them. I had other things that stuff would stick to. They're like non-stick. No. I tried some out, and then I got them for my wife for like a present one time. They are glorious.
Wow.
Yeah. They have little silicone handles by them too for when you pick them up. It doesn't burn your fingers. Ingenious. That Rachel Ray.
They should hire you as like their spokesperson.
I'm serious. Yeah, I love that product. But anyway, I hope she gave him some of those because it's a good product. But I love that she's doing something for the Ukrainian people for sure. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and there comes a point in time where you become aware of your old age, and you might not like it, and I'm trying to defy it as much as I can because I don't like it, even though every morning I get out of bed and I'm amazed at how much I hurt. I'm like, how could sleeping hurt me this much overnight, but I'm trying my best to not act my age.
And I think one of the best ways to do that is to still have fun in life. So recently, I wouldn't say that I'm like ancient, but I'm definitely closer to 50 than I am 10.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So I'll say that. But recently, a group of my friends and I who are around my age, even older than me, could be in their 50s and 60s. Anyways, we all got together and I put together a scavenger hunt for us. And we had so much fun. And it kind of made us feel like kids again.
I love that.
And so I'm sure we're not the only ones that do that. Like, I'm sure that there are other groups of people that get out and despite the age, they get out there and they do something fun, and it makes them feel young and hip.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a better idea than I bought a dirt bike, and
that's a bad idea.
I know I'm going to get hurt. Yeah. At some point in time, I'm going to get hurt, and it is going to stop me from riding, and hopefully not stop me from living
or working. Because then me and Gavin,
there's AI, Chat GPT. You'll be fine.
Call from your bed at home.
Exactly.
The hospital.
Yeah, just type it in and just, what would Wally say? And it'll say something stupid, and then you got me. And so, but I get that. Like, there's ways to avoid, acting your age, and I think that's important. I love the scavenger hunt because when you get to feel like a kid again, it does feel good. It makes you feel younger.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. So we are curious. Okay, how do you avoid acting your age? What is it that you do that is making you defy getting older?
Yeah, and I think you have to be intentional about it as well. Maybe it's that thing that it's something you look forward to, or it's something that you take responsibility for. And kind of like me, you put together a scavenger hunt just to make sure that your friends feel like they're young again.
Let me just say this. Do the scavenger hunt. Don't buy a trampoline. Like, if you're getting older, it seems like such a good idea. You're like, I'm going to be a kid again. I'm going to bounce every day. It's going to be good exercise. It will murder you. Like, they literally are out to get you, especially the older you get, so don't do that.
Don't do it.
Find something else or share with us what you are doing. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show with you, Sonia. Thank you for joining us. First of all, how old are you, Sonia?
I am 69, will be 70 in June.
Oh, perfect. Because Betty Rock is a spry 38, but she's not letting that stop her from still acting like a kid and trying not to act her age.
Yeah, I put together this scavenger hunt for my friends, and I thought it was like we're acting like kids, and I loved it. So, Sonia, what is that thing that you and your friends do to feel young again?
Well, what I do with my grandson is we go ice skating.
You're ice skating at 70?
Wow.
Yes.
I cannot even begin to tell you the risks of that. Ice skating, it hurts. I hate ice skating because when you fall, there's no grace. You see people slide, but that's only after they've fractured something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, have you ever had any accidents out on the ice, Sonia?
No, I fell once, maybe 4 years ago, but nothing broke. I was fine. I swung back up and went back on the ice.
Good for you. That's got to be some kind of miracle, honestly, because, again, trampolines are one thing. Ice is another thing that are designed to murder us in our old age.
That's true.
Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. It is our friend Francesca. How are you, girl?
I'm good. I'm old now, but I'm good. Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, yeah. Now, how old do you consider old?
I'm 35.
Oh, so you're still 3 years younger than Rock. That's old. Yeah. That's kind of what we're discussing, though. Like, Betty Rock did a scavenger hunt with her adult friends recently to feel young again, and not act your age. So how do you avoid acting your age, Francesca?
So me and my friends decided at least twice a year we are going to do karaoke cruise that they have in New York City. So we did it for my birthday, and it was so liberating to scream, sing, Journey, Don't Stop Believing, passing the Statue of Liberty.
Love that. That will definitely keep you young.
Yeah, we're moms, and we don't feel cool anymore, and we're all in our 30s. We're elderly millennials, and it's like, you know what? We're going to embarrass ourselves we're going to have fun. We're never going to see these people again. Who cares? Just sing it. You sounded like the seagull from Little Mermaid, but it didn't matter. We had so much fun. And honestly, I discovered, too, that they have karaoke party buses you could rent, too, and drive around different cities in the country. And when we finally are able to financially, we want to like do something like maybe Nashville or something and torture you people down there.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Well, you make sure that you come and give me a heads up so I can buy some earplugs.
Or tomatoes.
For sure. I'll actually supply you some. Tomatoes for sure. I could actually make sauce with it afterwards.
What Jersey girl couldn't, you know? So there you go. Hey, we appreciate you being on the show with us, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Love you guys.
So, Karen, how do you try to stay young and avoid acting your age?
Well, I found a couple of things. One is when it rains outside, I take my grandsons out and we walk around in the puddles and barefoot and splash and make noise and laugh. And we haven't gotten to the point where we throw mud at each other, but that's probably around the corner.
I love that, though. Like when grandmas don't act like grandmas, as a kid, you remember that stuff, you know? And I think that's a really important memory that you're creating with them. That's awesome.
Well, thanks. We also hang out with some of the college kids at church.
That will help keep you young if you're older. I mean, joke's on me. Like, I hired Betty Rock when she was 20, and we've been together so long, now we're both old. So we had to hire Gavin, and then eventually we're going to have to hire someone younger than Gavin. We have to hire an infant to keep us young.
Well, the podcast is over, but there's still the Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes, as well as connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online and United Faith Mortgage for supporting what we do.